Hey everybody, so I'm out and about on a local trail and it really is a warm day. We're in the 80s today here, so it's awesome after having winter season and now we're at the 80s. So again, it's interesting how the terrain changes. So not muddy today, just have on tennis shoes. And, already you can feel the heat, the warmth, the ground feels warm, it's so cool to change the seasons, but it seems like we're in summer and we've skipped spring is what it feels like. All right. So, I just want to talk about decisions and like weighing your decisions, considering your options, looking at all the variables, looking at the fixed costs and expenses, looking at the variables, the things that can be changeable and that can have a variety of option A, B, and C based on what you choose, kind of like a drop-down menu, right? So I'm debating, I'm in this process of looking at land and houses, and there's some options that I'm looking at on the table, and I'm considering, like, if I choose this route, then these are the positives of this scenario and this decision, and if I choose this other route, then these are the other positive and negatives in this situation. So in this evaluation stage is kind of where I'm at. I'm weighing the options. I'm considering the consequences of these potential future decisions that I'm considering. And it seems like sometimes you can just make a decision based on money alone. And you can say, well, this will be the, quote, most economical option because this decision would allow me to save the most money. But if I choose this other option, I get more variety, I have more luxuries, I have more future options if I go this route, but there's more of an upfront cost and there's more of a monthly cost. So, sometimes you're considering, is that really what I want? And that's the question I'm living in. Sometimes when you have to live in the question mark, like live in this idea that, I don't know the answer right now. I'm contemplating the possibility of if I go option 1, if I go option 2, if I go option 3, and they're all great options. It's just, which one do I really want? And the variable that's really, I'm going to say just dropped my water. The variable that's really like, on top right now is the variable of the location and the temperature. So it's like, if I go for the most economical option, I'm going to have a longer winter season. And I'm asking myself, do I really want that? But if I choose the option that is more expensive, I get the 4 seasons, not as long of a, winter season, and closer to my networks and friends and family and all that. So in a way it's more desirable, because it's familiar, the area, etc. But there's a higher price tag to it. And the other option is further away. There's a lot of unknown variables. It would be me starting over in a new place. A few people that I know, but really starting over. But the economical factors are way lower, and I really could save a lot of money if I go that route. So this is kind of what I'm in the midst of considering. And what it's showing me is that any of these options that I choose it's a great option. But how we arrive at the decision, how we arrive at this is the best option, it's also about, tapping into your faith and taking an action step. And what's really clear to me is that even though I've taken a bunch of action steps, and these action steps include being pre-qualified and having certain things in order, knowing what my preferences are, knowing what my deal breakers are, all of those things are part of that decision-making process. However, it's also showing me that in living in that, living in that question mark is an uncomfortable feeling, because even though I've taken a bunch of action steps to get to this point, like the next action step that's required is pulling the trigger. It's making the final decision of, do I want option A, B, or C? And when you're gathering all this data and you're sorting through all of the options and the variables, and I prefer this, and this is a deal breaker on that, but I wouldn't mind if this, that's like, it's like the sorting phase, it's the organizing phase, it's the rejecting these properties and these houses because it doesn't meet the standards, and then it's and then you keep refining, and then now you're like, okay, these are the options, which one do I really want? And that's what's weird, because I didn't think that I would be at this position, choosing or not choosing, because of location. And I know they say in real estate all the time, location, 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 right? And a lot of times when I think of location like that, I think of it like in the sense of, are you in the city? Are you in the county? Are you rural? Are you out in the middle of nowhere? Or, I think of location like that. Are you near the grocery store or the health food store? How close are you to, the Target or whatever? When I think originally about the location, I was thinking like that. But now I'm thinking location more like temperature location. Like, you could have all those location things in order, it's within 4 hours, but, at the same time, it's like, you still have to, hello.
How's it going?
Good. But you still have to, it could be within your range of location, like it's within a 4-hour distance or something, right? But now, and it could be like location, okay, the grocery store is within 30 minutes of where you're living, or the grocery store is within 10 minutes or whatever. You can have it like that. But now I'm thinking location in terms of temperature. And it's weird how you kind of sometimes look at the numbers and all the other variables, and then now when it's coming down to pull that trigger, I'm really now thinking about location concerning temperature. And yeah, I'm surprised at my hesitation or my caution. And that's, again, unusual for me. I would have I thought I was going to make the decision based on more on finances, like just plainly on that. And I'm now seeing that location, in terms of proximity, in terms of temperature, in terms of community, is why I'm kind of hanging out in the indecision, or just really doing my positives and negatives, writing it out, and, you know, seeing how I feel about it. So I have not made my decision yet. I'm still in it. I'm still in that question mark of marinating and just really thinking through how all of that would play out. So that's where I'm at, and I don't know where you are at in your decision making. Maybe this will help you think through something that you might be trying to decide on. So my encouragement is to just share that, I'm in the process of it, right? And maybe you're in the process of a decision that you're in the process of making. And so just, look at the fixed expenses, costs, and then look at the variable expenses, costs, and then I'm coming back to location, temperature, proximity, and community. So that's kind of where I'm at, and thanks for being on the journey with me. And if you'd like to put something in the comments about a decision that you made and why you made the decision for where you wanted to live, and what was your reason? Was it because of cost? Was it because you wanted to be near friends and family? Was it because of temperature? Was it because something else? So if you could share that below, that would just help bring us together. Thanks again for liking my videos, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye.